Sam Nunberg is a former Trump campaign aide that was fired back in 2015. Actually, I believe he was with Trump from a very early beginning.
What was his firing surrounding? Some sort of like him violating a non-disclosure agreement or something?
Well, no, that was part of the a lawsuit.
Oh, lawsuit.
Yeah, he was actually fired because of some past social media posts where it was like some racist
stuff. He did that.
That's
too.
why he was fired. He was fired, I believe, in August of 2015. But his name came up because of this Mueller investigation. So he has been subpoenaed to testify in front of the grand jury. Now, I believe at first he seemed like he was going to comply with the order, but as of late he is saying that now he is not going to comply, and he was making a big stink about it, saying that it was going to be something that was just very troublesome for him, like it was going to take him a lot of time. It could take a lot of time. Yeah, painstaking. Yeah, because what the order was requiring him to do is compile emails that he had sent between different individuals, like Roger Stone, Corey Lewandowski,
basically anybody who was involved on Trump's campaign or his transition team, in any kind of capacity. Yeah. This is actually ordinary stuff. He should have seen this coming.
He should have seen it
because I mean, this Mueller investigation is very comprehensive. So anybody that had any contact with Trump or any of his associates most likely is going to get a subpoena. Right. So you kind of have to, if you are a part of that, you gotta have to expect that you're going to get a subpoena.
You're going to get swept up in this whole investigation. Yeah, of course, because they don't know what you know, right? They don't. They don't know what kind of conversations you had with people that are being investigated.
So basically, if you had contact with any of those people, you got to hand all that information over. It's pretty simple. It's pretty ordinary, actually.
So he conducted. Well, he didn't conduct. He was a part of many interviews yesterday, multiple times on CNN and MSNBC. He called into different shows. He called into radio programs. He was everywhere yesterday. And every opportunity he got, he told everyone listening that he is not going to comply with this subpoena.
Why do I have to give them my personal communications? Steve Bannon, Roger Stone. Roger's my mentor. If they're trying to build a case against Roger, I'm not going to be part of it. I'm not. Roger didn't do anything.
You keep saying you don't think there'll be a consequence. What if the consequence for that is going to jail, Sam?
They're not going to send me to jail. You know what, Mr. Mueller, if he wants to send me to jail, he can send me to jail, and then I'll laugh about it, and I'll make a bigger spectacle than I am on your TV show. I don't mind about testifying. I'm not going to sit there for 80 hours for this document request. I have real work to do. I have to earn a living. I don't think this is fair. I don't think it's fair to ask me, Paul Manafort, Rick Gates, once again, like I told you, Corey Lewandowski, Hope Hicks. Do you think I was talking to Corey and Hope Hicks?
You'd rather spend possibly a year in jail than 80 hours going through
I'm not going to jail. You think I'm going to jail?
Yo, this dude is something else, yo. Like I told you before, like the first thing I thought, like, yo, this dude is coked up.
Yo.
Like it look like he like inhaled a bump before them segments, man.
Like what he's expressing is like he's so incredulous to why he's being mixed up in this whole mess. But again, and in every interview, they were trying to explain that to him. Like, you had communications with people that are tied to the investigation. Yeah. That is why they want your records. That's why they want you to compile this email list, and you have to furnish that. And he's like, it's not fair, man. You mean I have to spend 80 hours? And that's up from 50. On an earlier segment, this dude was talking about it's gonna take me 50 hours, and now he went to 80 on each segment after that. It's like, I gotta spend 80 hours to compile all this information. And then he starts talking about Roger Stone. Like, okay, so Roger Stone is like my mentor, you know, he's like my surrogate father. He's like my father, you know. I'm not gonna be a part of any investigation that's trying to go after him.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Your mentor could be a criminal.
It could.
It could be a criminal. I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying.
But it could be a criminal.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter what he is, what kind of relationship you have with this person. It doesn't matter.
But he says that, but he couples that with saying that Roger Stone did nothing. So if Roger Stone did nothing, then why don't you just tell that to the grand jury?
Not just tell that to the grand jury. If Roger Stone did nothing, you would be more than happy
to provide whatever you have.
Shows that.
Yes, all communications you had.
And why is he so bent out of shape about like the subpoena in regard to like whether he communicated with certain individuals? Right. Because my thing is, like, if you didn't communicate with those individuals, then you don't have to worry about that part. Right. It's just a blanket subpoena. It says if you communicated with these lists of individuals, we need to see it.
So he said people like Carter Page.
I didn't talk to him.
I never met him.
Okay, then you don't have to worry about it.
What is his gripe then? What about that particular individual and other people he never talked with?
He doesn't have to worry about it. It's like
just ignore that.
It's a blanket subpoena that let's say if you talk to any of these people, we need to see records of that. Yes. You take the people that you didn't talk to and you say, whoop, like.
I don't got to pay attention to that.
And then you take the people that you did talk to and say, okay, but he doesn't want to do that either. He thinks it's going to like take him, it's going to take him all kind of hours of the day to get, I'm like, dude, you don't have to do that. All you do is whatever email app you use, you can just tag a name. Yep. It'll bring up all the emails to and from that person, and you can forward those emails. It's not that hard.
It's not that, but the claim is ridiculous anyways, because one, it's not going to take 80 hours, but he's saying that, hey, he's got to earn a living. He has a job, right? Yet all day yesterday, all day on Monday, you're on show after show after show, calling into these programs, calling into these radio shows, but you don't have time. Come on, man. This dude is acting like a child. Like he doesn't understand that a subpoena means like, hey, I have to comply. Even if I don't want to, even if I don't really want to be a part of this thing, I am a part of it. So let me get it out of the way. Mueller would have to penalize him. He would have to, because think about if he didn't. Wouldn't that embolden others to be like, well, you know what? Hey,
and he pretty much.
I'm just gonna call Mueller's bluff just like Nunberg did, and nothing's gonna happen.
I'm gonna call Mueller's bluff on national television. He even had 4 different interviews.
This dude actually had the gall to say that he was going to bring the subpoena onto the program and rip it up on air. He didn't do that.
Like I said,
he didn't do that.
He's basically like, I ain't giving them nothing unless I have to. I'm telling you, it's a cry for help, man.